if this is the last time we see Dustin Poirier in the octagon, Dustin Poirier, if you see this or if you hear it, thank you for everything you've done in the sport of mixed martial arts. I will always appreciate how you approach the fights, your mindset, your charisma, your respectfulness, and you always pulling your shorts up ready to throw them big ass diamond hands. So shout out to Dustin Poirier.
Dustin Poirier saying, it might be over for me, but stopping Rogan short, or anybody short of me and definitive in that statement, tells you that there's a big part of him that knows that the end isn't right now. I think what he is doing, though, is also telling you it's going to cost a lot to get me back in there. You want me back in there, you're going to have to pay me. Because he can't go from making Conor McGregor money to Islam Makhachev money to fighting for something that he doesn't feel will be worth his time. I believe that we will see Dustin Poirier again.
If this is his last fight, it's been an absolute pleasure watching him, and I think this would be the way to go out. I'm not sure that's going to be the case. The money is something that's going to be very enticing. There's a lot of people, Volkanovski included, that would love to face Dustin Poirier, but this would be an awesome way to go out. This is the kind of Dustin Poirier that you want to remember. You want to remember this kind of guy, the guy that would not go away, who would fight to the very end, and who always gave himself the best possibility of winning each and every fight. The growth that he's shown inside and outside the cage, the guy's an absolute legend.
No, Dustin is not done. But he is saying goodbye, and he is done with 155 pounds. I'm bringing you that piece of news because Dustin is very unlikely to call somebody out. But that somebody's out there. He's at 170 pounds. His name is Colby Covington. That's the fight. That's the one that's waiting. That's a mega and massive event. And there'll be others that fit that bill. But Dustin, who's not comfortable at calling for those fights, might need somebody else to suggest it. But no, he's not done with fighting. He's just done with the lightweight division.
Poirier, in my opinion, is one of the most dangerous tired strikers in the world. If you're tired and he's a little tired, he is the most dangerous striker in the world, I reckon. It is crazy. He finishes a lot of people in later in the rounds because of that reason, in my humble opinion, right? Yeah, and I'll say I think Poirier fought better in this fight than he did against Khabib.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
You know, I think Poirier learned a lot from that Khabib fight.
Well, the big question tonight was, what did he learn from the Khabib fight? I mean, after that fight, he was horrified. He said, I couldn't believe, how I couldn't do anything against him, and he's going in against the protege guy who, fights exactly like him. And obviously, he worked hard on the takedown, defense, and getting back up from the bottom.
Because I think Dustin prepared for this fight very well. He said this is his last chance, and I think they did a great job. He improved his wrestling defense.
And, going into this fight, it's he knew what to expect. He knew exactly what to expect, and I'm sure they worked on that a lot in their camp, but he looked great. It was an awesome fight.
Would you like to see him fight again?
It's up to him. It's not up to me. It's up to him. He knows what he wants, doesn't want. He knows how he felt. He knows how he feels right now. That's all up to him. Okay. Listen, he's a star. He can stay around here as long as he wants to.
Dana White saying Dustin can stay here as long as he wants is very telling, because not everybody has that runway to essentially make your career, stay however long you want and do whatever you want. Dustin Poirier has that.
I said it yesterday or whatever, the other day with you. Without gratitude, nothing's ever enough. And my cup's full, my family's good. I have my health, they have theirs. I mean, I'm chasing dreams. I'm living the life that that I could have only imagined as a kid just by chasing my dreams. I came up short tonight and it hurts bad because, like I said, I know I'm not going to get another chance. I'm probably not going to get another chance to be the undisputed world champion. And that meant a lot to me. And even in the fight, #1 pound-for-pound guy, defending champion on a 13-fight win streak, I felt like every time I got off the stool, I was going to win. I felt like every time I got off the stool, I was going to find a way to win. And that's fighting. That's fighting.
hey, it was the Rocky Apollo Creed scenario all over again. You know, he came out strong, and Dustin did exactly what Rocky did, came out really strong. But at the end of the day, if you really watch the fight, Islam was in control the whole time, except for a few sporadic points here and there where Dustin got going really well. And then I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe in the third round, I believe Islam broke his nose because his blood just, man, flowed like crazy. So for Dustin to have a broken nose like that and blood coming the way he did, and then sitting in that cage and in the middle of that ring and telling Islam, let's go. I was very impressed with Dustin on that. And Islam obliged, let's go. You know, that's what warriors do. That's what champions do. They oblige. They come in. They fight you. They're not going to cower down. You say, let's go. You want more blood? I'm going to give you more blood.
There was a gut check. Maybe there was like 2 or 3 gut checks during this fight. That's what you get when you fight a guy like a Dustin Poirier, who is not going to go away easily, who's going to get the crowd behind him, who's going to get other people to boo you, even when you're doing good things out there.
After you break a sweat, it's so hard to finish these single legs on these people, and Dustin did a great job fighting him off. When he got big Islam on the back, getting beat on, going through this war, still stayed so disciplined. He's just such a warrior. I hope Poirier doesn't retire. I mean, I'm sure he's got plenty of bread to last him a lifetime. I feel like he's such a competitor right now, and he looked so good. And there's so many big fights for him right now. I feel like he'll come back.
But that's why you have a guy like a Dustin Poirier that comes and just brings it and goes for it and doesn't, back off and doesn't just try to survive in the fight. Yeah. He goes after winning the fight. And it made it a great fight. And he pushed Islam, pushed him as far as he could go. And, and Islam was tough enough, savvy enough, pulled off one of the greatest freaking takedowns with the new Russian ankle tie. What are you going to call it? That's what it is.
How about Dustin Poirier? Every time you think maybe the legend can't grow any broader without an undisputed title, he even finds a way to do that in this, his likely 3rd crack at the undisputed title. There are so few guys in the world that can actually relate to this guy on an empathetic level, having 3 times challenged for the undisputed lightweight or featherweight championship as you did, and not realizing that belt.
He's had 40 professional matches, 30-9, 30 wins, 9 losses, fighting at the highest level forever. The man has made a ton of money. He's done it all. He's knocked it out of the park. He's become a household name. He's got millions of dollars in the bank, and he's been there, done it, got the t-shirt. Okay, so if he fights again, he doesn't know what his motivation is going to be. Of course, he wants to be the champion, but he's not going to get that shot. Islam's going to fight somebody else, and there's other contenders at 155 coming up.
I don't want to hear about retirement. You want to know why I don't want to hear about retirement? I said this about a year ago. Dustin Poirier's got 2 more title runs in him. Okay?
Well, there's your one.
This is 1. And I think he's got 1 more. And the reason why I say he's got 1 more is because I think that Islam is going to leave to the welterweight division. And I think Islam will fight Arman Sarukian. And I think he'll probably bounce out after that if he beats him.
Yeah, I didn't hear one person that I talked to about this fight that didn't want to see him win. And it shows that when you have a lot of exciting fights, right? When you've proven to be that kind of guy, when you've shown that kind of underdog status and have answered the bell repeatedly, and it sounds cheesy to say, but it absolutely is not in the case of Dustin Poirier. This guy is a champion in life. You look at everything this guy has faced. He's defeated all of his demons. Everything that has tried to pull him back from where he came from, he has surpassed with flying colors. He didn't need to win this belt, in my opinion.
Dustin Poirier has nothing to be ashamed of. Many thought that he would get wiped out. He did not. He fought well. He fought hard. And he had the champion telling him, I've never been through this. I've never experienced this as a professional fighter. That is a big deal. And Dustin Poirier showed once again why he's one of the greatest lightweights that we have seen.
That's the difficulty. It's like dissecting the Dagestanians and the way they approach fights and how they fight. It's definitely a puzzle, but Dustin helped us solve that a little bit more on Saturday night. He helps us all solve it a little bit more.